Hello, and welcome to February 6th, 2025. This is Litter Media Live. We had a slight delay, but we have continued to watch our technical wizard and his mastery in action. Mr. Hand 2, we praise you today.
We haven't been getting enough money from Politico.
Wait a second. Go back to that camera shot again, because I want to point something out.
Squirrel?
Do you see what it looks like a camera lens, doesn't it?
It's a coffee mug.
It's a coffee mug.
Yes.
Off screen. Interesting. Welcome to the program today. I'm Dan Ramey. It looks like I need to slide over a little bit.
Get in the water a little bit there, Dan.
Sorry, Mike. Coming up, a look at news that's beneficial that you can use. Beneficial news you can use is probably the best way to put that. Mm-hmm. Also up ahead, a look at sports. We'll take a look at this date in history. And today is Thursday. We announce our Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. So that's coming up during the show as well. So stick close for that. But first, weather has been mild, then not, then mild again.
Had a little brush back with winter earlier this morning. Well, it started last night with some freezing drizzle. Most all of the Pickaway County schools were on a 2-hour delay this morning, but they got into session after that because temperatures warmed up starting at about 7 or 8 o'clock this morning.
Did you have thunder last night?
We did.
Man, it rolled through the valley last night. It hit, I think it was 11:30. Thereabouts, just this big boom, boom, boom. And I thought something blew up. And then it just continued to reverberate throughout the valley.
Yeah.
So yeah, it caught my attention.
Yeah, those upper atmospheric temperatures, it was warming up, and it finally got down to the rest of us. So what's today? Well, we think the showers will end this afternoon, and then temperatures in the mid-50s possibly. Yep. 51 actually now, so they've dropped that about 10 degrees from what they were seeing yesterday. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low 29, sunshine and 42 on Friday, but a chance of sleet and freezing rain overnight into Saturday early afternoon, so kind of an instant replay for Saturday and possibly in the low 50s for a high. So this seesaw weather we're having, it's Ohio.
Yeah.
Stick around, it'll change.
Yeah. What do we call that? Kind of hit and miss a little bit too. So, all right, just ahead, a look at news. But first, we want to tell you about Scioto Valley Dumpsters. 740-253-8389 is the number to call for your needs for dumpsters. If you've got a project you're working on, residential or your business, they can handle that. 740-253-8389 for Scioto Valley Dumpsters.
As a basketball coach and a dad, I need to be able to keep up.
Mark came to the Adina Orthopedic and Spine Institute in severe arm pain from a degenerative disc.
I was so confident in Dr. Fleming, he explained everything.
Together, they decided on minimally invasive spinal surgery to relieve Mark's pain and get him back to what matters most. At Adina, we do what we love, so you can too.
Each week, we'll announce the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And in December, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Nominate any amateur athlete by visiting littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. You'll also see the players we've named throughout the year. Make your nomination today for the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
Introducing the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. We want to put your pet in the spotlight. Pets with paws to pets with fins. If they gallop, crawl, or slither, play fetch, or simply curl up and snuggle. Send us a photo of your pet and we'll announce a new pet each week. And one pet will be crowned Pet of the Year. To nominate your pet, visit littermedia.com. Click on Pet of the Week. Tell us about your pet and be sure to include a photo. Watch Litter Media Live each Thursday for the announcement of the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. No purchase necessary. Contest applications must be from Ohio residents and at least 18 years old.
And again, today is the day that we'll find out who this week's Pet of the Week is. All right, first, let's take a look at where you can find a lot of the news we're going to share with you. It's littermedia.com, not only on our website, but also on our social media. You'll find all those platform links up in the right-hand corner there. You can listen to this program daily on Spotify and also find us on Litter Media Radio, which there's a player on littermedia.com. Just go there and it'll take you right to where you need to go to learn more.
Yes. We've been telling you about the Ross County Continuum of Care's point-in-time count. Well, the numbers from that overnight count of the homeless population in Ross County came out to us yesterday. They discovered 55 unsheltered individuals, which specifically broke down to 28 men, 24 women, and 3 children. None of the unsheltered counted on that particular date were military veterans. And that has, we've seen an improvement in the number of homeless veterans because there are new programs that the VA has put out to help them. So that's great news there. Now, sheltered individuals on that evening, there were 75 at the Ross County Community Resource Center. That was 40 men, 22 women, and 13 children. And then there was 5 children that were sheltered that evening at the Rose 3 survivors. There's more information you can find about that. Remember, the point-in-time count is done every year in order to qualify for federal funds to help those who are without a home. Shawnee State University in Portsmouth has been named by the governor as one of 4 institutions of higher education in the state that'll receive awards to offer Ohio's Teacher Bootcamp program, creating firsthand experiences for up to 667 Ohio educators. Now, the boot camps bring educators into local businesses to help expose them to the in-demand career skill sets their communities need so they can better prepare students to be career ready upon graduation.
Learning for teachers. Mm-hmm. Bishop Flaget School made a special announcement yesterday. Congratulations to Mary Ann Brown and Edward Brown as the 2025 Distinguished Alumni Award recipients. Ms. Brown was a 1960 graduate of Catholic Central High School and has dedicated her life to service in our community. She's taught French and history at Bishop Flaget High School for 10 years, then worked as director of the Adena State Memorial and served on the St. Margaret Cemetery Association, Ross County Historical Society Board, and the Adena State Memorial Advisory Board. Mr. Brown is a 1964 graduate of Bishop Flaget High School and has practiced law in Chillicothe for nearly 50 years. Also served as a lieutenant in the United States Army and completed a tour of duty in Vietnam. I don't know that I've ever met Mr. Brown, but we've met Mary Ann through our promotion of Adena Mansion and Gardens over the years. So congratulations to those two.
For many years while driving either to or from the radio station downtown, I'd see Eddie walking to his office. That right? So yeah, he's a familiar fixture in our community. In conjunction with the Chillicothe and Ross Public Library, the NAACP, Ohio University Chillicothe will be hosting a Black History Month program focused on the theme of African American labor. That'll be coming up February 20th at 6:30. Now, the event will begin with a meet and greet, during which time visitors are invited to view art on display at the Patricia Scott Memorial Art Gallery in Bennett Hall, as well as enjoy refreshments outside the auditorium. The actual program gets underway that night at 7 o'clock inside the auditorium.
Shawnee State Park's 3rd annual Nature Wellness Weekend happens Friday, May 16th through Sunday, May 18th. This special event combines outdoor adventure with wellness practices, offering the perfect opportunity to relax, rejuvenate, and reconnect with the natural world. Registration is for this unique weekend is open now until the lodge registration is filled, or as late as March 10th, which happens first, I guess. The weekend is open to those ages 16 and older. To register or for more information, contact Jenna Richards at jenna.richards@dnr.ohio.gov.
Actually, that's Jenny, as in Jenny.
What did I say?
Jenna.
Jenna.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Yeah. It won't work out on your email if there's an instead of a Y. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a look at news you can use.
Yes, sir. Sports is coming up next.
All right, so all those details are just around the corner. But first, Haynes Total Healthcare Center, available at One Medical Drive here in Chillicothe. You can find them by clicking on this ad. Also at littermedia.com takes you right to their website, which is hayneshealth.com. Learn more about what they can do for you at littermedia.com.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing, download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
Life, it can get on top of you quickly, can't it? But with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 is always available to help. So get in touch today.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Trained crisis counselors are available to talk 24/7, 365 days a year. 988. Save the number, save a life. To learn more about the Bean Foundation, created in the memory of Bryant Beans Butt, call 740-703-0611 or email Jim Butt at jbutt6355@gmail.com.
Time for sports, and we begin with our high school roundup today.
Yes, looking at the littermedia.com scoreboard from last night, a number of games being played. Boys basketball, this was a tough one. Chillicothe boys have lost like 4 or 5 games this way all year. They had a lead late in the contest in regulation, went to overtime at 39, and then lose it to Central Crossing 44-42 in overtime. In all other boys basketball, Sims Valley, Oak Hill, Eastern Brown were all winners. SVC girls, Unioto wrapped up their 3rd straight SVC gold basketball, and in doing so, they now have the all-time SVC girls basketball win streak record at 42. That eclipsed Southeastern back in 2018, who had 40. And during the game last night, Maya Hamilton, a Unioto senior, picked up her 1,000th career point, which junior Miley Smith of Unioto also did earlier in the season. So congratulations to the Lady Shermans. Big win over Paint Valley for that milestone win last night. And, of course, you can follow all the other games from last night on our Litter Media scoreboard.
Coming up, we have our Litter Media Games of the Week, and Vinton County will be at New Hope Christian Academy. Excited to see this contest. I remember seeing Vinton County last year. I don't know that they have had this type of season this year they did last, but New Hope Christian Academy has been pretty awesome to watch. So that's coming up Saturday night. Unioto at Circleville Girls. That'll be Tuesday, and you mentioned there's a time change for that one.
Yeah, they've moved that game up to 5:30 tip-off, and it's a varsity only. There's no JV game that night, so we'll be on the air at about 5:20.
And then Huntington at Ross Christian Academy, that's next week. And in this basketball contest, I remember earlier in the season somebody said, hey, do you think you might be able to cover one of the Ross County Christian Academy games? I thought, well, let's take a look and see what's coming up that weekend. And it became available for us. So we said, sure.
And they play at Ohio University Chillicothe.
Correct.
Right. So don't go out to the school or you'll be there by yourself.
Precisely. Purdue Fort Wayne, a winner over Wright State last night, 87-64. Brandon Knoll finished the game. There he is, by the way. He is such a man. Like a beard and the whole deal. He is 25 points and 10 boards last night, a double-double. And also another basketball player from the area, Trey Robertson, surpassed the 1,000 career points. I actually thought he'd done this already, but no, he did it this past, was it Tuesday, I think? Did it in a contest in which Rye Grant picked up a win there.
The 8th-ranked Ohio State women's basketball team went up against the nation's top-ranked team, an undefeated UCLA, and the U-Clan came out with a win, 65-52, to beat the Lady Bucks.
And they will be at USC, which is number 7 in the nation, on Saturday
night. Now, the men, they play against ranked Maryland. Maryland thumped Ohio State men the first time they played, but this one is in Columbus later tonight.
And the Cleveland Cavaliers in action last night, picking up another win, 118-115. Let them know, and we did. And the Blue Jackets will be hosting Utah tonight. The Utah Hockey Club. This is like the old Washington Football Club.
Right. And a familiar face is coming back to Washington Courthouse to coach the football team. Chuck Williamson, after he left 2 years ago to coach up at Marion Harding for 2 seasons. Well, the current coach at Washington resigned after last fall. So guess who's coming back? Chuck Williamson. Great guy, by the way.
We ran into him last basketball season up at Marion Harding when Taze Valley was playing them in tournament basketball. Didn't think we went to Marion, didn't think we'd see anybody that we knew, and ran into not only Chuck but also into Ronnie Hall.
Ron Hall, yeah, my old coach.
And
old ball coach.
Who'd have thought that'd be the last time Ron Hall and Tom Beard would get a chance to have a conversation. Yeah. So, yeah. All right. Coming up in a moment, this date in history. But before we get to that, we'll have our Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week on the way next.
I want to also talk about Litter Quality Propane. There's no bill when there's a fill. Contact Litter Quality Propane today about their metered gas service at litterpropane.com.
Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
As a professional race car driver, I live for speed, power, and performance on and off the track. That's why I use the Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower. Race into your local dealership today and test drive a new Dixie Chopper.
Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing is your trusted comfort advisor. They can handle just about anything that you throw at them. It's involving heating, cooling, and plumbing. If you've got a need, click on this ad anywhere you see it on our website, littermedia.com. You see their trucks everywhere. Look for them on our website, too. Then click on that ad, and it'll take you right to AccurateHVAC.com. Time to announce our Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week.
I could have swore that squirrel in that tree was looking at you when you said that.
Is that right?
He thought he was going to win.
Yeah. If you've got a pet squirrel, you can nominate your pet squirrel. Feel free to do so. Today's Petland Pet of the Week is Traveler, a.k.a. Monster. Now, that is the one you'll see towards the middle there. That is Traveler, named after the General Lee's famous horse during the war between the states. She is an attention hog who loves to eat everything in sight. She is full of energy and can win any barking game. Most importantly, she has put up with me for over 7 years, says her owner, Skylar Great. And the other dog that you'll see in the upper right-hand corner there, that is Flicka. Unfortunately, Flicka crossed over the Rainbow Bridge back in March, but we wanted to give Flicka some airtime as well. She has been Skylar's companion for more than 15 years. The sweetest dog you'd ever meet. She was a rescue from the Pike County Pound. So congratulations to this week's Petland Pet of the Week. To nominate your pet, simply send us an email telling us about your pet, and remember to include a photo too. Send that to littermedia@gmail.com. Subject, Petland Pet of the Week. This date in history.
Going to visit some classic literature. From this date in the year 1937, John Steinbeck's novella Of Mice and Men, the story of the bond between two migrant workers, is published. He adapted the book into a 3-act play, which was produced the same year. The story brought national attention to Steinbeck's work, which had started to catch on in 1935, 2 years earlier, with the publication of his first successful novel, Tortilla Flat. But it was on this date, in 1937, Of Mice and Men hits the stands.
You ever had tortilla flat?
I've had tortillas, and I guess they were flat.
You've had tortilla soup, I'm sure, haven't you?
Oh, yeah, just the other night.
I've never had tortilla soup.
You're kidding me.
Not sure what it tastes like.
Gosh,
what does it taste
fantastic.
like? I'm thinking a lot about food right now because I am.
You're hungry.
Yeah. Having a procedure later today, and I was told, don't eat after 7 a.m. I woke up a little before, and I thought,
now you wish you had.
No, I'm just waiting for the meal after.
Well, hopefully you don't feel sick. Can't eat then either.
I recall during my days that I was a valet at Adina, people would come in to the pavilion, and they would come in for their colonoscopies, and you would see them, and they all were kind of stiff and tight how they were walking because, you know, what you've been through in your pre-op situation. And then when they come out, they're so happy. And the things we would always say, make sure you go get you a nice steak dinner, you know, something like that. And the problem was some of them were still under the anesthesia and still a little loopy. My doctor told me, he said, don't do what I did. I said, what are you talking about? He says, well, my wife took me to Lowe's afterwards, and I'm walking through, and I'm telling people, I just had a colonoscopy today, and I want to tell you everything. He had no clue that he was, you know, telling somebody this. And I'm like, Doc, why are you telling me something like that? You know I'm going to tell everybody.
One year, Laura had her wisdom teeth taken out. This is a long time ago. This was like 30-some years ago. And I went in to get a prescription. Of course, the prescription wasn't just ready to go. So I was looking at golf clubs at the same time. Well, apparently it took longer than she came into the store all groggy, her mouth all, and it's like, what are you doing? I thought our marriage or my life was about ready to end that day. So. Yeah.
Well, I am a little bit concerned because today, you know, there's smartphones everywhere, and Dan Jr. is bringing me home, so I don't know what to expect to see on Facebook or whatever. But from what I am told, I'm not being put under, so that should be good. I should have my full faculties about me.
Well, good luck on that.
That doesn't always mean that everything works out right.
And you have a planned day off tomorrow, so when you don't see Dan, it's not a bad thing.
Right. Yeah. Right, that is the plan. However, Missy has a colonoscopy next week, and I'm taking her to that. So,
lovely.
Perhaps we'll have film for that.
Oh, you wouldn't dare.
We will not have film for that, and I will tell you why. There was a moment in which, early on in our marriage, we learned that the two of us would snore occasionally. And one night she said, I do not snore. What are you talking about? Well, I decided to record that.
Yeah.
This is before smartphones, but I had a cassette recorder, doggone it. And then I made the mistake of broadcasting it one day on one of the stations I was working for,
Not good.
just to lay it out. Hey, she says she doesn't, but here, I have proof. The next 5 years of marriage were rather interesting.
Before I got my CPAP, my wife, because I was saying I didn't snore, so she started recording me, and you see when someone's about ready to wake up, she'd set that right next to me and play that, and that's not the first thing you want to hear when you're waking up.
Right.
Get kind of mad.
And you have no empathy for anyone at the time, right?
No. So phone went sailing across the room.
So do not expect to see anything reactionary to my wife's colonoscopy. All right, coming up tomorrow, this program again. No football or basketball tomorrow night. We've got basketball Saturday night, and we'll have that for you here on Litter Media Radio. And then you got that big game coming up on Sunday.
Yeah, and as we were assuming, if you got with Huntington FFA, we would have 4 special editions next week.
Yes.
Okay. So we have 2 on Tuesday?
I cannot confirm or deny at this moment because I failed to double check with.
Okay. Well, you have Aaron Alsop on Monday.
Yes.
And then the mayor here Tuesday at 10, possibly a second interview. Yes. And then we have a third interview with Rhiannon Gill of the new, what used to be Child Protection Center. We just told you they changed their name. She'll be in to explain more of that next Thursday at 10 o'clock.
I think we just had an earthquake.
Did
you experience that?
Could be.
Or was
Aaron's so hungry, he's weak, he can't even hold his phone. That's bad if he can't hold his phone. Because that's the strongest grip he's got is the one that he holds his phone. Because he's always got that phone in his hand.
Except for the current time, because it's lying
It's
on the floor. It is, and he is not even wanting to be brought up on camera.
That's right.
That's because he's the one that controls the cameras.
That's right. We better let him get his phone.
We just got a nod.
He's having a meltdown because he can't get to his phone.
He's frozen. He can't do it.
I'm devastated right now. In anguish.
His world just came to an end. He doesn't have his phone in his hand.
Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Back with you again tomorrow here on another edition of Litter Media Live.